What is going on, guys? It's Clutch here, bringing y'all another video. And in today's video, we are talking about the Season 5 spamming meta and 5 ways to counter it. So as you guys know, we have weapons such as the submachine gun, the drum gun, the P90, all except for the submachine gun. Every single gun except for the sub all have 50 bullets you could shoot before you have to reload. This makes it very difficult to counter, especially since mats have actually been decreased. Like the starting health on, mat health has been decreased. So the starting health on wood is now 80 as it builds. It starts on 80. It used to be 100. A wood wall only builds up to 150 health, and a wood staircase only builds up to 140. This wall would be 200, and this staircase would be 190. Now, back in Season 3, 4, and 5, you could get away with single ramp walling just like this, and then stop building and be able to get some shots before you got shot down, and it was a great way to bait people. But in Season 5, and by the way, this is the first tip. In Season 5, now you have to do this, and this is not that difficult to learn. Ramp floor walling on Builder Pro. And I'm sure you can do this on Combat and Standard too, if you practice enough. Ramp floor walling is a must to stop spamming in Season 5. You need to learn to do it. Now, the reason I mention this specific push is because this push does not require a lot of mats. It's very easy to do. Anybody can learn it, and it's good for a couple of reasons. So the first reason is if somebody... So now that, as you can see, this staircase only has 140 and the wall has 150, people shoot out your things a lot quicker, right? Not only that, people having magazine clips of 50 shots, it makes it very hard. So what you want to do is you're placing the floor because, okay, this staircase gets shot out, right? And the wall gets shot out, and say you're 5 stories high in the air. Well, guess what? You're going to be fine. You're going to fall right on your floor, and you're going to be fine. So that's one reason it's really good. Another reason it's really good is if your enemy's below you, it just makes it that much harder to shoot out your staircase. Most of the time they're going to have to shoot out your floor unless they can get an angle. Well, actually, yeah, they are going to have to shoot out your floor and your ramp to get you to fall instead of just shooting out your ramp. If they just shoot out your ramp, you're going to fall on your floor, like I said before, and you're going to be fine. So it's very, very good. And I'm going to teach you guys the best way to learn it. So in my opinion, the best way to learn how to do this strat is placing the floor first, then the staircase, and then the wall. So if you get good at this, once you get good at this, you should definitely transition to be able to do it like this, placing the floor first, placing the staircase first and then the floor. So the reason placing the ramp and then the floor is better is because, so if you're doing it this way and you're placing the floor first, to be able to place this floor, your head has to come over this ramp. That's the only way to do it. And when your head is over the ramp, you're exposing yourself for that minor second, for like that half second, quarter second, and that could get you headshotted. So instead, if you learn it like this and you place in the staircase first, your head is never exposed, as you can see. So right here, your head never has to go over the ramp. So it's much better, much better. And that is the first tip. So tip number 2 on how to get people, how to counter spammers, and let's use the ramp floor wall technique as an example because we just talked about that. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll start ramp floor walling up, but they won't stop building. They'll be building too long, and since they're building too long, they're going to get shot down before they even get any shots off. Now, you got to understand, people that have those guns with those big magazines aren't going to just stop shooting. They're going to continue to shoot. So instead, you're probably going to get about 2, maybe 3 high at most before they start taking shots. And when they start taking shots, they think their #1 priority is shoot your builds out. And since it's a ramp floor wall, it's a little bit harder to shoot out. So you're going to be able to get like 1 to 2, maybe if you're using a burst AR or an AR, you're going to be able to get probably 90 to 120 damage on them since they're exposing themselves before you fall down. Or you might actually just be able to kill them if they don't care at all. They're really just focusing on destroying your builds. I use this tactic all the time. I like to call it baiting and switching somebody. So I come up like this, boom, boom, they start shooting. They're exposing themselves. They're not even thinking that you're gonna start taking shots, and you have easy kill right there. So that is tip number 2. So tip number 3, guys, to stop spammers is to stop turtling. Now, when you're turtling, you're giving them a reason to spam. You are literally telling them, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. I have a drum gun. Like, if they have a drum gun in a P90, you're basically screaming, just shoot, keep shooting all those bullets at me, dude. You have 150 bullets before you have to reload all your guns? Go ahead, keep doing it. You need to stop turtling. You need to get out like this. It takes some shots. You cannot sit there and let them shoot your builds with those 50 magazine clips of the drum gun and the P90. You just can't let it happen. You're gonna waste so many materials doing that. Now, if you need to heal, I would highly suggest getting out of that 1v1 and trying to find a better area. Maybe you find a building to go, and maybe you find something to hide behind. You find a tree to hide behind. Something like that. You need to find better areas to heal. Healing in a spot where they can just keep spamming you is not going to help you guys. So I would highly suggest using turtling a lot less in Fortnite. It's not as effective in this new meta. A 4th tip, guys, to counter spammers in Season 5, and this sort of goes along with my first tip about ramp floor walling, is literally you need to learn how to build floors under everything. So go into playground mode, if playground mode is still out when you're watching this, and practice building floors under everything that you build. And watch as I do it right now. I'm going to show you guys a demonstration. As you can see, I'm building floors under every single thing that I'm building. And the reason that this is so important, as I'm messing up my builds, the reason that this is so important is because you need that extra layer of support in your builds, as I was saying before when I was talking about the ramp floor wall. And the extra layer of support of the floor will help to counter the spamming. It will make them need to shoot it out for that extra half a second, which could be all you need to get that kill. You might need to buy yourself half a second of time to reposition yourself. The 5th and final way, guys, to counter spamming weapons is to actually use them yourself. Yes, I said it, that's right. Give in and use them. I'm going to show you guys why people use them. Just watch right here, a demonstration. And this is very realistic. You could have 3 weapons like this in game. Just watch. Now, I don't know how long that was, but as you guys can see, that was probably 15 to 30 seconds of me not having to reload a single weapon. And like I said, people will run 3 weapons like this in game, and maybe instead of this SMG, they would have an AR here, but you can still spam with your AR. So it would be a drum gun, the P90, and an AR, just complete spam for 15 to 30 seconds. Use it yourself. Use shotguns a lot less often if you want to win more games, and using it yourself is a huge counter, because people are going to have to build when you start spamming, and they're not just going to be able to constantly hold down the trigger without building, or they're going to get punished for it once you start spamming right back at them, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys want to see more videos like this, also let me know down below.